All right, good evening, City College of New York students. So this is the first of several videos on using the advanced search functions of particular databases. This is mostly a remedial video. We actually covered this in class at the beginning of the semester, but I know that some of you guys probably missed it. Some of you might have kind of lost track of what was going on. So this is just a quick refresher. So when you're using a database like PubMed or any other, you want to get familiar with the advanced search terms because that will actually let you dial in your search and hopefully actually kind of get a better sense of just what you're looking for, and also, I guess, give you the ability to manipulate your search terms a little bit more. So PubMed runs in a pretty straightforward way. There are a number of different fields here, but they are kind of buggy. The indexing on PubMed isn't great. So if you type in, or if you look for an author using only the author field, it may work for you, it may not. Ditto for things like journal, text word, title, or abstract. All these things kind of fail sometimes, so I always recommend doing an all fields search, especially initially, and then moving on from there. One of the key things you'll want to learn to do when using PubMed or any other databases for that matter is search term modulation. What that basically means is that when you're engaging in a search, you vary your search terms based on your findings. So what I'm going to do here is just drop 3 search terms in, and we're going to see what I get. Okay, cool. So when I type in these 3 terms, maternal mortality, United States, and disparity, I end up with 129 sources. And most of them are actually pretty on target. Some of them are a little bit weird, like acute kidney injury in pregnancy, predicting postpartum hemorrhage after vaginal birth by labor phenotype, and contribution to preventable births previable births, to infant mortality rate, racial disparity in the United States, also the racial mortality rate, U.S. maternal influenza vaccine uptake. All this stuff is, pretty on point for what I was actually looking for, which kind of makes this a bad search to demonstrate search modulation, but the good news is I actually managed to find what I wanted. I'll go over how to deal with that in just a second. One of the things I'd recommend you do while searching this database, by the way, is click full text. And usually for your research paper, you'll want to limit your search results to things from the last 5 years. There is a lot of other sort of like customizable stuff you can do on this end. For instance, you can set a custom range for your sources. I feel like you guys can figure that one out on your own. You all know how dates work. But yeah, this is just intended to give you a basic overview of that functionality and also show you how search term modulation can actually work. So I've got these 3 search terms up here: maternal mortality, United States, and disparity. But let's pretend that I didn't get this awesome 31 set of results that look so useful and usable. Instead of doing, I might start to switch my search terms up a little bit. So instead of maternal mortality, for instance, I might do maternal morbidity. And as you can see, just doing that, I end up with like considerably more sources. Here I actually ended up with 101, which is pretty amazing. And some of them actually look really, really on point, again, for that subject search. So switching terms up so that they represent slightly different phrasings of the same concept can actually make a huge, huge difference. Right? So here, again, with a slight variation, switching from the United States to America, I end up with a very different set of results. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch out disparity for race. And that's to demonstrate that, whoa, okay. Yeah, altering a search term that dramatically can turn up just a dramatically different set of results. And as you can see here, uh, yeah, looking for the word race instead of disparity led to a tenfold increase in the number of articles that I actually found. So that's cool. Once you've actually located a reference on PubMed, you'll almost always have access to an abstract. You'll also sometimes have to go through these full text links, and many of them will be dead. So I'm going to test this one out to see if it actually works. And if it does, I'm going to stop this video. Okay, cool. So this doesn't work, which is awesome. This is perfect for what I wanted to demonstrate. So even using a full text search, sometimes you'll get abstract references that you can't actually reference in their entirety or access in their entirety. And the way you'll know that is that you'll see this buy or subscribe button somewhere on the article. Also, articles don't normally only contain a one paragraph abstract. So if you see any of this associated with an article you were hoping to use, I'd really recommend just abandoning it and finding a new article. Certain journals, like the Journal of Perinatology, seem to have this issue. Other journals don't. Let's see if BMJ does. BMJ does not, as you can see. You can actually access the full text of this. One easy way to test whether or not you're actually looking at the full text of an article is to try to download a PDF. And then, if that download works, you'll end up with, boom, a pretty legit looking PDF. So that was just a brief overview of both how to use PubMed and how to actually modulate your search terms. I will be posting a video on Science Direct in a few minutes, so enjoy.